Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Jim K. Ford Sens Nation podcast. And we're very pleased to be joined once again by our unofficial third man in, though there is no five in a game for this third man in. It's Ottawa Senators winger, Drake Batherson. How are you, Drake?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back on.
Right on. What can you tell us about your summer so far?
Yeah, it's been pretty busy. Got a few golf trips in, little vacation down south at the start, and then a lot of golf through May and June, and then yeah, ever since end of June, I've kind of been training and working out a lot, so it's taken up most of my time. A few weddings, so it's been busy, but for the most part, I've been home, which has been awesome.
Lots of questions now I've got from that statement. So, which NHL weddings did you attend this summer?
Yeah, Chabot got married this summer. I was at his. And then my old teammate and roommate Igor Sokolov got married in Toronto. I was actually standing in that wedding for first time I ever done that. So no, it was pretty cool and awesome day for both of them.
Yeah, that's great. Boy, he came a long way from the kid who came with no English language at all when you first met with him. Like, what was
Yeah.
your thought standing up for Igor Sokolov and all the memories you had from those days back in junior?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. Obviously, it was my last year junior. I was 19 and he came to camp, couldn't speak a lick English. So first month and 2 months was on Google Translate. I'd type in what time we're going to the rink in the morning, just kind of give me a head nod. And then here we are, 8, 9 years later, I'm standing at his wedding and, he speaks perfect English now. So it's crazy to think back and how far he's come. And, I think he's more Canadian now than Russian. He speaks perfect English.
Yeah, it's better than mine. I had him on the podcast there a while back, and yeah, it's amazing that he's only been speaking at such a short time. So that's great that your friendship and your relationship is carried on so nicely. As far as your golf trip and you went down south, like what were the locations for those?
Yeah, I went to Ireland again. Same kind of trip I did last summer, and then went to Dominican for it was actually Thomas's bachelor party. So we stayed right on a golf course, played a bunch of golf, and him and all of his Quebec buddies were there. Some of them couldn't really speak English, but I had Pinto and Joseph there with me, so we made it through and had some fun.
Good stuff. So let's talk a little bit about we were doing this off the air, but maybe some details about how training's going and what difference it's made for you to now have an actual gym right in your house.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Obviously, I have a trainer that has a gym too, but at the start of the summer, he's actually one of my strength coaches, he's with Florida, so he was gone pretty long to the end of June, and then the other guys with Pittsburgh, and he got back same kind of time. So for the first few weeks or so, I was just training in my garage. I bought a bunch of stuff last year to kind of make a gym, and then got a cold tub and a sauna. So been really enjoying that. I like to do it during the season, so I said why not get it for the summer, and it's been great, feeling awesome doing that stuff and skating 3 times a week. So no, it's been great.
I am so done with old school Christmas lights. The tangling, the burning out, the minus 30-degree installation dangling from a ladder. Goodbye Christmas lights. Hello Celebright, your permanent holiday lighting solution. I've got them on my home right now. When it's daylight, they're absolutely invisible, but at nighttime things come to life. Right now, with the beautiful weather, we're looking forward to Canada Day. And of course, the classic colors of Christmas. You can really make the lights dance, all controlled from your smartphone. And on those nights when there is no occasion or holiday, you can roll with just a beautiful, subtle white light. And the installation team from Celebright Ottawa was fantastic. So you can keep on rolling with old school Christmas lights, or you can contact them today at celebright.ca. Yay! Of course, every summer you skate with Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand. Is that happening? And who are some of the other NHL guys that are out there this year?
Yeah, no, all those guys have been home. We started skating all together, I would say, the first week of July. And then going 3 times a week ever since then. And then guys are kind of coming in and out. Jonathan Drouin was down for a bit. Adam Finn Tilly from Columbus is here right now. And then, yeah, there's just guys that come in and out for a week at a time. Noah Dobson, Jordan Spence from the Kings. So it's fun. I got Shane Pinto coming for the last couple weeks before we head back to Ottawa. So again, excited for that.
And when do you come back to Ottawa?
I'm heading back at the end of the month. So yeah, summer's winding down. Crazy how fast it went, but we're all excited to get back and get skating together.
And then who organizes your skates here? I assume you're at the Sensplex a couple times a week. Who's the poor stiff that has to collect all the money to put that together?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe our owner. I have no idea, but I think our ice might be going in the first week of September. So
Oh, that's even better.
yeah, we'll probably only have a few over there, I'm guessing, but I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get up there.
So you've obviously had a chance to talk to Shane Pinto. I said in the last episode, Drake, that I think as far as focus and headspace, that he might have the most improvements in those areas from this time last year to now, with all the distractions removed, and now, contract, the suspension, and just being able to focus on hockey. Has he talked about any of that to you?
Yeah, no, Shane's he's always in a good mood. He came in after that suspension last year, and he was like he's never left. He never really changed the beat. I mean, I'm sure it was hard on him when he was home watching us play, but now, like you said, just having a full summer, getting the contract done nice and early, and just really focusing in on becoming a better player, and just talking to him. He's having an awesome summer, playing some golf, and he's pretty fired up to come here, and then obviously we'll get up to Ottawa and get things rolling.
Now, can we get injury updates from you on others? We know Thomas Chabot had some off-season surgery. We know that Timmy Stutzla may or may not have had something wrong with him at the end of the year. What do you know about your teammates in health-wise?
Yeah, no, as far as I know, I mean, I've talked to most of them and they're all feeling great and just they're all talking about how excited we are to get back. So, Shabby looked great at his wedding. His wrist looked awesome, and I know he's been skating, almost every day. So I'm sure everyone will be at 100% and ready to get going.
Yes, since Greg has broached the subject, I think the specific name that people are curious about is Josh Norris. Have you talked to him at all?
Talk quite a bit. Same thing with Josh. He's been working out, skating a ton. He hasn't. We've probably had 3 FaceTime calls the last couple of weeks, and we haven't even talked about his shoulder. He's been just talking about skating and golfing and stuff. So I don't even know if it's really a big question at this point. Compared to last year, I don't think he golfed all summer. So that's a good sign. And coming into camp, yeah, he hasn't mentioned anything to me, and last year he was. So it's looking positive.
And new coaching staff for this season. I'm curious, what kind of a communication do you have? Did you meet with one of the head coach? Did you meet with all the coaches? Did you have phone chats, or what's been your experience so far with the new coaching staff?
Yeah, I've talked to Travis a few times on the phone, and then one of the other coaches I had at World Championships, and my dad actually played with 2 out of the 3 coaches, so getting some info from him on them. But I was super excited to get up there and meet them in person and chat and stuff. So I think we're all excited to come in the camp, and we heard training camp's going to be pretty hard, so
Yeah.
no, it'd be good to just get in there and put a face to a name and just have a convo and get going.
I wonder, it's a unique circumstance when you think about it, that this is a third coaching staff that you guys will have in a relatively short period of time. Based on the conversation, maybe it's too early to even ask you this question, but are you expecting, something really, really different from what you saw under Jacques Martin and DJ Smith before him?
Yeah, no, obviously I've had a few coaches now. Started with Guy and then DJ and Jock and obviously now Travis. So no, we're excited to just get back. Obviously every coach is different, the way they coach and different style of gameplay, but training camp's pretty long, a lot of exhibition games. So I think by the time the home opener gets there, we'll know what we need to do out there and hopefully get off to a good start.
So from that, I am to assume then that there isn't some sort of a package that you're sent, like a coach's tactical package that you're sent, or video clips, or anything like that over the course of summer, just to kind of get you guys in the right frame of mind as to what kind of changes are going to happen system wise.
Yeah, no, I've never really gotten anything like that from the coaches I have had anyway. But me and Travis just kind of chatted a few things that he'd like me to work on over the summer, and I've been doing that. So hopefully I come into camp and he likes what he sees.
So you got the new coaching staff and all those distractions, whether it's ownership and coaching staff and the GM change. You got a new goalie, so many different things coming into the new year. But the one that I like best was, and Shane Pinto talked about this on a podcast this summer, is jealous Brady. That Brady Tkachuk just watched his brother win a Stanley Cup ring. Are you like Shane Pinto? I think he said something along the lines like he's going to go off this year, something like that. Do you are you expecting the same Brady, or is he going to maybe be at another level now?
Yeah, no, I think obviously, he was super pumped to see his brother win it for, him and his family. And at the same time, I'm sure he wishes that was him, bringing his cup to his hometown. So, I've been to a Stanley Cup party before and, you're there the whole time, just imagining what yours would look like. And, no, I'm sure he's going to be, the same Brady. I mean, Brady, he's competitive, one of the most competitive guys, on the ice every night. Works his tail off. So I'm sure it just adds to the fire, his brother winning it. But I think he'll be, the same way. He's always been, determined to win and to be the best. So I'm expecting the same thing, and I'm sure there's even more drive, obviously, with his brother winning it.
Do you think this is a playoff team this year, Drake? Or are you willing to say one way or the other?
Yeah, no, I hope so. I mean, I wish I had that answer so we could have figured it out, 7 years ago. But obviously, you look up and down our roster. We just got a goalie who won the Vezina 2 years ago, and added some D and some older guys up front. Some leadership. So I think the tools are there for sure. It's just coming together, coming out of the gates with a good start, I think would be huge for us. And just not looking too far ahead. I think we just got to take it, one game at a time and just have fun with, working hard and trying to get better every day.
I think Linus Ullmark is probably the biggest name, like you said, 2 years ago, winning the Vezina Trophy. Any conversations in the early stages with Ullmark to kind of welcome him to town?
Yeah, no, I sent him a message, obviously, when the trade went down. And, Marshawn was my next door neighbor. So I got the full report from him about him. And, he was an amazing guy. I don't know if you guys seen the video of him walking in the rink mic'd up first day. Looked like he has, a ton of energy and loves to chat. And I'm sure the boys are going to love him. I've heard nothing but good things. And obviously he's an amazing goalie too. So no, we're really excited to get him and welcome him to Ottawa when we get back.
And we have to get a thought on David Perron. We have to get inside the head of the Ottawa Senators from last season who witnessed an almost decapitation from David Perron. What's that been like? Was it a bit of a shock at the time you heard about the acquisition, and how's it been? I'm sure you guys are all pros, but how's that been going over?
Yeah, no, obviously it was talked about a lot when the situation went down, and then we signed him, and I honestly pretty well forgot about it till I seen something online. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the guy that almost took Zuby's head off there that night in Detroit. But I've heard nothing but good things about David too, from guys I've played with in the past that are from Quebec and around him a bit in the summer. So, he's an amazing player. Obviously, he's had a hell of a career to this date, and he's a guy I watched even growing up. A right-handed skilled forward who can make plays and score, and he's competitive. So we're super happy to have him, and yeah, I'm excited to get to know him and his family as well.
I'm guessing the most special hockey acquisition of the summer for you would be your sister joining the pro ranks. You guys, the whole family was at the PWHL draft. Your sister May being drafted by Minnesota. Can you give us a sense of how cool that was for your family that night?
Yeah, no, it was really cool. I mean, what I was most pumped about was, we're going to an event for her. Most of the time it was going to my draft or, my first game or, signing my new contract. It was kind of always about me. And for one moment, it was just nice to get the family to go to Minnesota for her draft, have the spotlight on her for a day. And I was pretty nervous. I think I was almost more nervous for her draft than mine. Obviously, I think there's only 42 picks in her draft, and there's 200 and something in our draft. So it was really cool sitting there, and as the picks gone by, obviously it's pretty nerve-wracking, and we were just pumped to see her get drafted, and she's super excited to go into camp in Minnesota and see what happens.
We look forward to seeing her when she plays here in Ottawa.
Yeah, me too. I'll be buying front row ticket to that game if I'm in town.
Okay, Greg, you have any more? Because I only have a couple of softball questions here at the end.
I'm good.
Okay,
don't
perfect.
keep him too long now. He's a busy man.
I got nothing going on.
Okay, so when is the team fantasy football draft, and who won it last year?
Oh, that's coming up. I think we're doing it on the 3rd. So, I've been going online trying to get my drafting order in place, but I'm not I got into it 2 years ago, so I know all the main guys, like the superstars, but I've been watching the Netflix, like the quarterback documentary and the receiving. I'm on the receivers one right now, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, that's going to be on the 3rd. And last year, I think it was, geez, who won it last year?
I bet he knows.
I can't even remember, honestly. It might have been, I think it was Chikrin that won it, actually, if I can remember. But
who takes it the most seriously?
I mean, the Americans love their football, that's for sure.
Shocker.
I would say like Giroux's really into it. I mean, he's into anything he's playing, so I would probably put him up there. Timmy loves it. Shabby loves it. I mean, we all love it. There's nothing better, obviously. Sunday, usually a day off or, practice in the morning, then you throw in the football afternoon. So, I'm pretty excited for it.
Best golf score this summer, and who were you playing with, and where did it happen?
It was actually last Friday. It was at a course in town. It's called Glen Arbor. I was playing with Crosby, McKinnon, and one of their buddies. So, yeah, it was my best score last Friday. So it was nice. Nice way to end the week.
Wait,
and the number?
Yeah, exactly.
Three under. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
That's a little better than Greg. It's a little better than Greg and I can put together there. Well, you know what, Drake? We really appreciate this today. I can see it, and those who are watching on YouTube can see it too. Over your left shoulder, looks like a sliding patio door and perfect blue sky behind you. So I'm shocked you're not on the golf course right now, but we really appreciate you taking some time out with us here this afternoon on the Jim K. Ford Sens Nation podcast. And yeah, we look forward to talking to you when training camp rolls around in September.
Yeah, sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me on.